Hello, everyone. Sorry, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Rollin' Solo with, or Cholo, Rollin' Cholo, either way, with Game Face Killa. I am here tonight with some pretty big news. If you are a digital Gloomhaven fan and you've been keeping track of everything going on, there is a brand new open beta mode for multiplayer, which obviously they're going to have to test it, right? Stress test it. So it's a little bit of a test still, but I've never really had any significant problems with bugs or anything with the rest of the game. So I'm sure it's fairly stable compared to a lot of early access games. Um, but it's really exciting. They finally have multiplayer, which I think is going to really take this game into the stratosphere. Hey, Joe. So I'm really excited about this idea. It's pretty easy to install. You just have to right click on your game on Steam, and then if you go to settings, or sorry, properties, there's some tabs along the top, and if you click the beta tab at the top, then you can select a drop down menu to join the to go from no betas to open beta, and that basically starts a download, and you'll have everything set up in just a few minutes to be able to go online. The only thing that was a little confusing is how to actually start a game. At first, I was worried that I wasn't even going to be able to start a game. I was going to have to join other people's games, but actually, you can start a game. You just have to load a save, or you could even load like a new game. And then when you're inside the game, hit escape, and then select multiplayer, and then you become the host of the game, and then you can give a code to your friends. And on their main menu, they can select join session and jump into a game. It's that easy, apparently. You don't even have to do some kind of like external friend search invite thing from Steam. Thankfully, it's all pretty seamless. The tough part is, of course, now it's kind of like a split attention, right? You've got the ability to play some more on single player, but then there's also a lot of fun, I'm sure, to be had playing cooperative as well. And I'm not exactly sure where the Guildmaster moment comes in. If you have to kind of skip the tutorial or play through the tutorial first, it's pretty cool for sure. Either way. Anyway, that is something I'm looking forward to trying out very soon. Um, let's see. When I click join session, yeah, there's just basically an invite code screen, and if someone had an invite or a co-op game started, they'd be able to send you the invite code, and you join that way. Um, I'm not exactly sure how the whole overworld control thing works, so that part will be kind of interesting for sure in terms of that. But it also is nice because definitely juggling for characters leveling up and all of that is can be very difficult for sure in terms of trying to get everything done. Um, and keep track of all four characters. It's much easier if you could split the job with at least one other person. And so I think there's that going on. And now that I think about it, I'm just going to go back and look at the news page just because I'm trying to see. It says allows you to play online with your companions. So I'm interested in knowing if that means possibly multiplayer. It also says that every party member can keep a save game of the current game and continue to play without the initial host. Also, any of your friends can join the game at any time. I mean, that's crazy, right? Like you can play multiplayer and then go off and play some solo gaming and then have a completely different party session where other people control it. Sounds really awesome. Sounds really cool. I like this idea of multiplayer where it's very versatile because I think the Gloomhaven system lends itself to versatility. You could even have separate parties with different groups of people and still be playing technically in the same campaign world. And really, I'd never utilized it very much, but the physical board game has random scenarios you can just play for fun. So if you are and I don't see why you couldn't just, one scenario is not going to make a huge difference. So if you went back and played a starting scenario or something like that to kind of show people what it's like, you could certainly start a brand new party that way, and it probably wouldn't make much difference on the world for sure. Maybe you just ignore some of the random rewards or something, but Anyway, enough about that. Let's get back into our session. We're going to go ahead and load our adventure. I also do love the fact that you can have multiple worlds. I think with the digital version, I wonder if something is going on in terms of, you know what? I should have read the fine print because I saw something that was a little strange. It did say in the news, huh, that it said by default this new build will create a separate new save file. So I almost wonder if I just erased my big game that I was playing, which is sad, but you know, that's okay. Because it looks like when you load a game, let me go back and start a new adventure. Yeah, it looks like eventually there's going to be a split gold option. You can either do shared gold or split gold, have a guild name, play on normal, hard, insane. Um, yeah, that's really interesting. So apparently, I'm not sure if I erased my game or if I loaded a build. Yeah, it probably didn't erase, but I'd have to restore the older version in order to keep playing, which I probably should have waited to do that until have this beta installed until afterward. But that's what we learn, right? Um, let's see. So let me see if I can go back and restore it. We'll see what happens. I'm going to exit out for a second just to kind of test things. But it is pretty exciting. I know that anybody I talk to who's been playing the digital has either been or is waiting to play the digital is basically waiting for the multiplayer before they start playing, um, if they aren't already playing. Let's see. So I had to restart for some reason. Steam as usual. Okay, so let's say if I do opt out of all beta programs, so it's reallocating, reserving space. Hopefully, I won't mess up um, my game anyway, just from jumping back and forth. And of course, it's taking forever to download. So I guess it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, I'd have to create a new save game anyway if I want to play multiplayer. But that's the downside of playing um, when you're playing early access is you have to decide, well, do I want to risk having my game reset every so often by updates? It's not something that really disappoints me too much because it'll be something fun to get back into. I know, early access, it's got its downsides for sure. I think it's worth it in terms of, I think when you start getting to where the game's kind of in the last stretches for sure. Almost done. So if anyone has purchased the Kickstarter for Frosthaven, that seems to be in the middle of sort of production stages. But it's hard to believe that it's still so far away for sure. All right, we did it. So we're going to go back in. Yeah, I mean, one thing that would be cool is if I could just jump back and forth, right? If I play um, multiplayer, I can switch. But what I'm testing right now is now that I've opted back out of the beta, I'm hoping that my old save game is still in here and then it wasn't wiped out, because that would make me a little sad, at least for tonight, right? Like I don't really have much else to do, but we'll keep trying it out. Okay, so we got Guildmaster. Let's see, resume, load. Okay, yeah, we're okay. So you could just keep unloading the beta option. Takes like maybe 5 minutes, and then load it whenever you want to play multiplayer. Um, I wouldn't think it would mess with any of the save games in either state. But eventually, I guess I'm going to want to probably jump into a single player game. But I don't mind staying as long as I can have my save game here. Then I can delay doing that as long as possible. Because it's possible that if I play through guild mode by myself long enough to get to a pretty high level, I may just then want to just say, okay, I'll pause it when it comes to playing by myself until we get to the real release for sure. So yeah, I've got a lot of cool things to do. I really want to try out one of these jobs just simply because. But it looks like some of them actually have treasures. Although it looks like maybe what I'm doing is I'm unlocking the second, because usually there are two of every item. But I did buy the. So for example, there's an amulet of life. Did I unlock something? No, I must have just played that stage. Yeah, no, but I have 47 gold. What did I? And Cragheart leveled up. Maybe I just leveled up or finished the stage and then quit as soon as I did. I never leveled up or anything. So I guess we're leveling up Cragheart to level 3. So clear the way lets you move an obstacle. Basically, you're throwing an obstacle and attacking people with it. That's pretty amazing. And it's not a loss event. But for a loss event, you could move 5, jump, and destroy all obstacles and disarm all traps move through, which is pretty amazing. You're setting off all traps. That would be very handy, even though it's a loss move. And it's a 43, which isn't too great. Now, blunt force is great for the attack, but it is a loss attack. You can definitely do a huge amount of damage. Or on the bottom, you can move 2 and then set up a retaliation. Um, Man, that's so tough. So I need to decide whether I want to go back and get explosive punch from level 2, which I don't think I do because that's a loss ability on the top also. Or I could get clear of the way, move 1 adjacent. So it has to start off adjacent to me, and then I have to throw it within range 4. It does 2 attacks and attacks all enemies. Oh, and it targets every enemy adjacent to the moved obstacle. Wow. That's pretty amazing. I think that kind of off that's definitely. And then if you consume earth, it's an extra attack. I think that seems like a great addition. And so what do I want to get rid of that's kind of similar? I mean, I could get rid of heaving swing because but this one pushes enemies into obstacles and does damage to them. Whereas this is if an obstacle's nearby me, and it has to be a single hex obstacle. It can't be a multi-hex obstacle. I guess I can throw entire columns, right? Um, what about opposing strike? That's one that I don't often get to do. The retaliation's kind of cool, but it's a bottom action. Um, I think I might, and since they're so close in initiative, I think I might try subbing out clear the way and opposing strike. So we'll see how that works. They should be equivalent now in terms of initiative. Okay, that seems like a pretty good trade. I am going to go ahead and get perks. I usually so I've got yeah. So this first perk I bought when he got to level 2 was to so he can basically wear any armor. And now at this point, I want to work on getting rid of his negative cards. But he does this a lot slower. He can only replace. I mean, it is still nice. He can focus 3 times. Take out a -1 and add a +1. So it has a double impact, I think. So that's good for him. Um, I'm trying to figure out what he needed to purchase. So he has an empowering talisman, which lets him untap items. And I think it's possible that the jobs let you go after the second item because there was only one chainmail, which Craghart has now. And I believe that if you do the jobs, that's how you get the second item, I bet. So that makes sense. There's going to be quite a few more quests so that you can just kind of level up and enjoy life. I still don't think there's a good weapon I'm going to get with him. So yeah, I must have just not had. I must have just not decided, or I must have decided to wait to spend my gold till this time. So let's see what we've got with a Spellweaver. We could do the piercing bow, which would ignore the shield values. It's a consume ability. So it's only going to be really useful one time. The Mine Thief doesn't have any feet or any leg items. It only could buy winged shoes, which are kind of useful at times. See, this is nice. The Tinkerer. I think he's about to unlock another item slot, but otherwise he's full on items, so that's great. So we're really just looking for a leg item for the Mine Thief, which there isn't one yet. Possibly a second hand item. There, the piercing bow, possibly for the Spellweaver, and then small items for everybody that's level 3. Man, he has the empowering talisman, and then he could have the moon earring to let him refresh his spent items as well. But I do also like the idea of using a minor or a mana potion just because he could. He's the one that definitely needs a lot of earth, and to be able to generate that for all of his abilities. If I can start thinking ahead of time, that might be worth it. Although the heater shield, having that untap a lot more often is pretty cool too. This is a really tough decision. All right, I'm going to go with the minor mana potion because I already have an untap ability, and if I later on seem to still need an untap ability somewhere, I will equip a second small item with that. This also allows me to buy a little bit more for everybody too, because everybody can kind of get a small item. So the minor mana potion is gone. So I don't know what to buy with her. She definitely doesn't need a moon earring. I could do a stamina potion and get a discarded card back so she could kind of stay alive a little longer. Hmm. It's a tough decision. I think I'm going to go with a minor mana potion or a power potion for the Mind Thief for some really big attacks on occasion. The Tinkerer, I'll go ahead and level him up. All right, so Tinkerer's tools, I can disarm an adjacent trap or create a stun trap in an adjacent hex. Those are pretty good, although I tend to like to push and utilize traps a little more. So the Crankbow is cool because then you've got an attack 6, range 5, move 4, even though it's a one-time attack. Man, I don't know about those though. It's a nice attack, but maybe I can substitute it with something that I just don't use a whole lot, like Volatile Concoction. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I guess I don't have that equipped anyway. Let's see. I mean, I don't really use the decoy a whole lot, so maybe I can sub that out. Because one thing that the Tinkerer doesn't have is a lot of in-game big damage cards that could really help me wrap it up faster. And XP, right? The ability to get a lot of XP built up. So unfortunately, he doesn't add. His perks don't allow you to add a +1, but they do allow you to take out a -1. Or I could replace a -2 with a 0. I think I'll just finish out the negatives, taking out the negatives, and then I just have one more perk to take out the negatives. Yeah, stamina potions are really great. As a matter of fact, well, the one thing that the Tinkerer never does is run out of cards very often, so I don't know what to get. Oh, well, let's see. Are all of these consumed items? Yes, he does have a lot of consume items. So let's get him a moon earring so he can untap those without doing a long rest, which sometimes happens. You can't do a long rest all the time. And now we're back down to only needing a very small amount of items for everybody. And some of those things I don't even really have any items that I could buy for that character yet. So tends to work out for me. I feel like a little bit better to have more options on a regular basis than spend a lot of money on the Temple of the Great Oak. Even though I'm not sure if anything happens with the Temple of the Great Oak like it does in the physical game, if there's something worth getting it for. Okay, so it looks like I'm trying to find the. It says we've unlocked an achievement. I'm trying to figure out which one. Definitely a lot more achievements now. I think they add more as you go along, which is nice. I think I'd be a little overwhelmed. Okay, so I killed 10 living corpses. Got some extra gold, 5 gold. Did I get something else? Oh no, it's disappeared. Okay. All right. And of course, I've got enchanting now. I can work on once I've got a good set of equipment. All right, so let's try a job. Do I need extra chainmail? Not really. Maybe an extra moon earring eventually. So we'll try that job. A vermling tribe has caught an infectious disease, and sadly they must be eliminated. So we'll try this job, see what happens there. Ooh, an encounter. A cart lies seemingly abandoned by the side of the road. Whoever owns it is nowhere to be seen. The back of the cart is mostly loaded with junk, but there's a barrel loaded with food and you're feeling rather hungry. Now, there's been several of these eating quests, and I've never, side quests, I guess. I've never had a bad thing happen to me yet by eating. I've always been blessed. So let's try it. It's far superior to the supplies you brought with you: soft loaves of seeded bread, strips of dry cured meat, fresh fruits, vegetables, a true feast. You fashion a hearty meal from the barrel's contents and eat your fill. Feeling invigorated, you continue down the road. Strengthened again. We just have these wonderful road events. Yeah, I think it seems like that was a good purchase, hopefully, because the Tinkerer definitely has a lot of untapped equipment. Germlings. News has reached you that a group of vermlings have contracted a particularly virulent disease, and the settlements there nearby is worried of it spreading. The disease also causes the vermlings to behave violently, so any contact with healers has been met with a hail of arrows. You head to the location of the cave they're holed up in, and even from the outside, you can feel the taint. That's so many directions you could go with that. You enter the cave. In close environment, you can almost taste the disease. You need to finish the mission as soon as possible. Take too long, and you yourselves will become ill. Oof. The vermlings are certainly ill, but beware, they're also able to transmit some of the symptoms. Oof. Okay, so this looks like it's another one of those. Oh no, there is a second door. Man, this is a new environment. Cave, closed doors with runes, gems all over the floor. Looks like pieces of my spellweaver. Lots of cool looking effects for sure. Cool looking atmosphere. Okay. I did actually. Okay, so I'm gonna try this clear the way, man. I'm gonna see if this obstacle here. It's a single hex obstacle. We're gonna try to pick it up and throw it in the middle here and attack all of these guys with it. And so we'll try to go, because the wolves sometimes go really early, or the hounds. So I'm gonna try to beat them with a 13. We'll see. Might not happen. All right, and then. Hmm. I think I might be able to pull off impaling eruption as well on those three guys. And then I'm going to try to see if I can do a scurry, a perverse edge scurry. So scurry up close and attack, and then stun somebody with the second attack. And then, of course, we'll have the old stun shot with the Tinkerer, so that we can possibly stun, and then no enemies can get near us. That'd be nice. Okay, so the cave bear is the only one that is going before all my characters, or not all, but the fourth of my three characters. Moving 5 and attacking 3, and that's the biggest attack. So we definitely need to stun that guy somehow. All right, so I'm going to move up and do the impaling eruption. I'm not going to get in the Cragheart's way, so I'm going to move kind of nearby-ish, but it's still in plenty of range that I can hit all 4 of these guys. So we'll do the Impaling Eruption, and it also sets Earth up in case Cragheart needs to use that next round. So this is going to be a 4 attack already, but I could add a +1 power to it. I mean, I might as well, right? Because it's going to be the big attack anyway. So I just have to reselect them. And if I draw a +1, I could kill the hounds. But man, this bear has a ton of hit points. All right. So I did a great amount of damage to the bear, 6 hit points. I did 5 hit points of damage to the... Yeah, the graphics do seem really crisp. I'll have to even go in and see if they've... Let's see. Same resolution. Ooh, 3840 by 1715. I mean, let's try it, right? I don't know how. At 9 hertz? That's interesting. I don't know what that means. So let's did I choose that? Maybe they're testing some new resolution. Looks like everything else is set the way I want it. VSync. I'm going to disable this because I want to see. Because technically I'm supposed to have really good... man, yeah. There is just something about the graphics that are looking awesome, amazing on these models now. Sheesh. Yeah. Outside of my Macs don't look as good. But man, it's definitely looking awesome. Okay. All right, so we had a good turn with the Spellweaver. Killed a guy, almost killed another guy, and did some pretty good damage to start off with the third guy. Looks like he's got wounds as well. Was that because of her card? I guess I don't remember that doing wounds, but maybe they're wounded. They're all automatically wounded. I guess as a result of the scenario. So if I want to move up and attack Scurry with the Scout Elite, that would mean that I would not be able to stun the bear. And the only other person doing a stun attack is the Tinkerer, and that's after the bear goes, which kind of sucks. So I may need to do this opposite. I may need to attack Scurry and stun the bear, and then have the Tinkerer stun. Yeah, something like this. So I've got to attack the bear if I'm going to stun somebody. So I'm doing an attack one with the Scurry. I'm not going to really make it an advantage. And yeah, you have to let me know, Zergy, if you seem to think it seems squished or anything. I don't think it does. I'll kind of go back and forth. We'll see. Let's see. Let's try the other side. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. All right, so I'm doing the attack without any advantage or anything. Ooh, maybe poison would be good, though. Yeah, let's do poison, because he still has quite a few hit points left. So poison will make every hit after that one extra damage. Oh, he was already poisoned. Oh, well. Everybody was, so it doesn't really matter if I use the item on him or not. So now I will do it's a range attack, and it's going to be a disadvantage, but he'll be stunned, which is good, because his attack is going to be too much. So now he's stunned. And so he'll skip his turn, so I actually will get to go with all 4 of my characters before any of them go. So the only way the Hound is going to be able to attack somebody is if it moves clear around. I don't even know if it can move up here. So it may actually want to have to move through the trap. It's forced to move through the trap possibly, which will kill it. So I don't even really need to worry about the Hound. I can just simply, with the Tinkerer, stun the Scout, and then we've got everybody crowd controlled. All right, we'll see how this obstacle thrower works. So I skip my movement just to get up next to the obstacle. I'm going to pick up and confirm that's what I want. I confirm my targets. Okay, I think that's just to confirm the target for the pickup. And then I throw it within range 4. Oh, I guess I can't. Oh, to an empty hex. So it's going to hit them and still going to do a range 2 attack or attack 2, but I could conceivably attack. Wow, I could throw it in the middle of a group of enemies and hit them all for 2 damage. And that's not including the modifier. Okay, so I'm going to confirm the target there. That's going to hit everybody surrounding, not any of my guys. Do I want to do a +1? I mean, sure, let's do a +1. No, I don't want to because this guy's for sure dead and the bear is already stunned. I'll probably finish him off next round, so. Nice. So we definitely killed the hound. The bear took, let's see, 4 damage total. So I drew a +1, I think, for. Yeah, so that's cool. All right, so his turn's done. Oh, and his wound, he's already almost dead, right? So we definitely just need to stun the elite, or I'm sorry, the Vermling Scout elite. Don't need to do anything else. Wow, he drew a +2 on that one, so it ended up doing 4 damage. Oh, and it's because he's poisoned that he's already doing another damage on top of that, so that's why it was 4 and not 3. All right, so a pretty brutal turn for me, because and then all these guys with wounds are just going to die. All right. Well, I think I'm just going to go around probably and collect some money. Nobody even got hit that round. We'll see if we can kind of move around and get some stuff. We'll do a ranged attack just in case we need it. Same with, oh wait, we should try to use, we can use Earthen Clod to immobilize this guy as well as get some XP. Then we'll do a normal range attack. Not that, only one person's probably going to get their attack off. Everybody else should probably try to just run and get some money. We'll get the Mind's Weakness set up if we can. And this would be a good time since there is a little bit of gold all over the place to get, but this would be a good time to set up if you have any abilities that, there's only one more room. So if you have any abilities that are going to give you like extra attack for 6 rounds or something like that, that's a good time to use stuff like this. Unfortunately, I don't have any of that. And I don't need to heal or anything like that, so I think I'm just going to kind of go at a little bit of a leisurely pace. The bear's going to go first, and it's going to attack and immobilize someone, which kind of sucks. Oh, but that's right, he dies right at the beginning of his turn. So nobody got to attack, but that's okay. So I'm going to have the Spellweaver move the farthest and grab some gold. Just going to skip the attack. I keep switching back and forth to see if I can see a difference. I haven't noticed a whole lot of difference, but all right. So we'll have Cragheart move. Grab the next pile of gold. All right, we definitely cleaned this room out. And we're going to go ahead and get the Mind's Weakness started. Just to be ready for the next room. I'm going to try to use some high movement. All right. Unfortunately, the Mind Thief doesn't have any high movement left. I probably used something that had... Yeah, I did use the Gnawing Horde, so that was my highest move, but that's okay. I will just make my way there eventually. Crankbow is a nice extra move for... I mean, the Tinker has lots of those, which is nice, but you can never have too many. Now, the big question is the Tinker going to open the door to the next room? Big question on everyone's chapped lips. Okay, so Mind Thief is also not really going to be able to move very far. I actually think, yeah, no one's going to be able to move really very far. So I'm going to get the Tinker up to the door, but not quite through the door. Simply because I don't know if he'll have to take a lot of hits, if there's guys that'll just block the doorway. I don't want him to have too tough of a time and everybody still be like 2 rounds away. But I definitely can have the Tinkerer go into the door this round. And we will try to shoot something, maybe the net shooter. And then we're just still trying to get as fast as we can into the doorway with everybody. So it looks like, yeah, that's the fastest I can move. All right. And of course, everybody goes out of order that I want them to. Okay, so we'll move 2, move over at least a little closer. Skip the old Brain Leech. So the Tinker is going to try to go in the room. I don't know if I need my jumping boots. I don't think I do. So now we've got the Hound moving 4, attacking. The Bear attacking where he is, so we just don't want to get up next to him. The Vermling Scout's going to move and just attack 1. And the nice thing is I can, even if I stay right here, or maybe even just move 1 space over for now, I actually can, I picked the right card, Net Shooter, which will let me, and we'll go ahead and goggle this so that he has an advantage. and we will. Okay, so I have to rotate. Remember, if you need to rotate an area of effect, you hit the R key, and then that lets you target everybody you want. So the Hound is moving and attacking. The Vermling Scout is moving and attacking, even though he has a bow. He doesn't have range, so it's kind of weird that the Scout has a bow but doesn't attack in range all the time. I guess doesn't have a natural attacking range. All right. Well, anyway, he is going to be stunned, or not stunned, but immobilized. So the attack will be huge, probably kill him. It'll really hurt the Hound a lot. And the nice thing is that they will be immobilized, so they can't do anything. So it's not even worth using my stun powder or weighted net. So you can see how fully equipped items. Now, of course, I'm not using. Wow, drew my blessing and literally killed him. 8 damage for the Vermling Scout, 4 damage to the Hound, which is a good chunk. And I did use a lost card, but at a certain point, the Tinker is just so overpowered when it comes to. Yeah, he lost all his arrows. Yeah, he's like down to. He's just like got his decorative arrows, like the one he takes to parades and things. Um, okay, so the problem is the Spellweaver really can't move probably far enough to do any damage. Yeah. Even if I rotated the. Oops. If I rotated the area of effect, it's not gonna reach anybody. So we'll just skip the attack. So the problem is some of my characters, like the Mind Thief, Spellweaver, they only have a certain number of um, movement cards that move high, and so once I'm out of those, and I have to, the other half of the card is often very useful as well. So we need Cragheart to get in here pretty far to help tank. But he is doing a range attack this round, so he doesn't have to quite get up next to anybody. So I'm going to move in that far, and then he's in a good tanking range. I'm going to go ahead and attack. Now, see, this guy has wound also. So there's no reason to attack him. I don't have Earth, which I see if I would have used my Mana Potion, because I can't use it this round, I would not get to use it. Anyway, I wish I could look at my cards. How do I look at my cards? Oh, there we go. So next round, I'm using Crater and backup ammunition. Next round, I have nothing that. Oh well, I have Avalanche that uses Earth, so I could infuse Earth this round, but there aren't 2 guys to attack. Wow, these are the only 2 guys left. Oh, there's a third room. Holy cow! I did not know that. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna attack the Hound because he's gonna die next round anyway. I am gonna power up my Power Potion and attack the bear. Times 2, 10 damage. Cool. So it was a 4 damage attack because I drew a modifier plus. No, it was a +1 modifier. Or no, I drew my times 2. Sheesh. So I did +1 because of the poison. So it was a 4 damage attack +1 for the poison times 2 is because you do the addition before multiplication, which is awesome. Okay. So I could possibly do avalanche. But I already used my. Unfortunately, I used all of my. And I don't have a range attack unless I want to do a short rest, which I don't really think I need to do. Yeah, we'll just see if I can pull off something. So the Spellweaver has not used anything yet, or she has, but I can't get it back. So I'm just going to short rest. So I lost my fire orbs, which sucks, but it's definitely not worse. You can't worry about those little minor details because you're going to lose everything. You don't want to lose reviving ether. That's the problem. All right, so we'll try to go with flashing burst maybe. Yeah. And then the Mind Thief has 2 cards left. The Tinkerer, he could move up there and do the Flamethrower. That's a pretty good attack. He'd have to go early. Hopefully he can do that. Yeah. Oh, nope, the Hound is going to go first. Dang, and he's going to move and muddle. Oh, nope, I keep forgetting he dies at the beginning of the round. Okay, so the Mind Thief is a long way away. I'm going to try to move as close as I can, but I'm still not going to be up close enough to do anything. And then he's just going to skip his attack. Even though it's a range 4 attack, he's still not close enough. Okay, so I could have the Tinkerer not do Flamethrower since there's one other room, but he usually doesn't run out of cards anyway, so I think I am just going to use it. I'm going to skip the action because I can't heal anybody adjacent to me. I'm going to stun him, yes, because he's attacking for 5 with a wound. So I'm glad I have the stun power. That's all of his AoE, or all of his crowd control stuff is pretty amazing. So see, I missed. I could have done a huge attack, and I missed, but at least I did the stun. All right, so we'll do a move 4 jump. So she'll be able to move up and get the gold. Still do a range attack and conjure up some light. Man, another miss. That is crazy. Okay, well, I'm going to move up 2, but I think I'm going to skip this attack. Oh, I guess I can't. Interesting. I thought you could skip those attacks, but I guess you can't. Or skip those actions. I should have just done a basic move then. Oh, well. Everybody takes a damage. It's not that much. And the enemy does too. Okay, so I can only push him 1. I can't push him backwards. Man, it just did not do a lot of damage, though. No reason to push, really. So K-Bear's almost done. Cragheart is just going to short rest. Yeah, because he doesn't have anything to get back anyway. I've got to do a good melee attack. So we'll do an avalanche. With the Spellweaver, we'll just do a nice Monobolt Cold Fire combo, maybe. She has a bottom attack too, but it's higher. I always pile up the attacks, but no one's ever really able to pull them off because the first person that gets to attack kills them, or they die. Right, he's going to die if he takes enough wounds. So we definitely need to use Gnawing Horde so we can get in this room. And we'll have the Tinkerer use the last 2 cards he has. Okay, so Cave Bear. Move 4, attack 4, but not until after he's dead, probably. Okay, so I could do a 3 attack or a 2 or a 3 attack. Either one. I will do a 3 attack, consume light. Make it simple. Did 5 damage. That's nice. Okay. Boom. Money. This guy, Mind Thief, is probably going to spend the rest of the game just trying to get past this V-shaped room. That's okay. All right. Looks like we're just moving. Slowly, but we're moving. Oof, this is a long room. So massive boulder's going to this is what I need to have happen. I need to have Craghart get out ahead of everybody so he can tank. We don't really have any big moves with the Mine Thief, so I'm going to try to have her go late. And then the Tinker is going to just long rest. Man. But the Spellweaver is going to get screwed because you can't move through those guys. All right, so we have to move clear down here. Okay, Spellweaver turns ending. Mine Thief can at least move max this round. Oh, and the Scurry can make her move even more. That's nice. Okay, so she's definitely caught up now. That's part of the frustration of this game is just the tactical ability to move across the room without exhausting yourself. But you just use so many cards just getting across the room. Okay, so I got to get rid of something. I'm going to try to get rid of maybe the proximity mine. Not sure I'll end up using that. So, okay, so he can move 3, and then, or I could move slow this round because nobody. I might need one more round for everybody to catch up or get at least a little bit closer. So I think I might get my backup ammunition set up so I can do extra damage at range. So then that means I just need to move slowly. I mean, this'll move us slowly. We'll have her do another short rest. Got to use the big moves so she can catch up. Oh, but you know what? I do need her to. Well, I need her to move 3 to get this gold. Although I could have the Tinkerer get it as well. The Mine Thief is just not going to be able to move very fast. Tinkerer will be able to move pretty far. Okay. Whew, man, picking these cards several rounds in a row really quickly is hard to do. You feel like you're always going to end up missing something for sure. Okay. So let's say we go. Mine Thief is going first. It doesn't really matter. She just needs to get up there. Okay. All right. Craghart is going to. No, that's right. We're doing a little move, get close to the door, ready to open, and then set up some big range attacks starting next round. That's such a great card, too, because it's like 4 XP if you can kick off 4 range attacks, which usually he can. He has so many. I love the idea of a range tank, too. You just don't see that in a lot of games. And the fact that range is still at a disadvantage, but he's still such a great character to have in terms of tanking. I really like Craghart the more I play him. I did not like him at first. I'll be honest. He was not as cool to me as the Brute, I think. And, I still like the Brute a lot. I just think I like Craghart a little more than I used to. Okay. So we're getting the last of the gold. Gotten every piece of gold that's on this place. I think we should pick up some of these gems. All right. Okay. I mean, sometimes I want to use these big lost cards that have lots of movement, but they also do damage to enemies before and after the movement. So I want to save something like Crater. And the top of Crater has such a great attack. I think I'm going to, and I remember that I can do 2 attacks, so I think I might actually use Crater for a double attack when I get through the doorway. And then maybe use Dirt Tornado as like a high movement, but then that means somebody else is probably going to go through the door before he will. Maybe. Hmm. Now, the Tinkerer needs to use the crank bow for sure, but that means I have to use something else to move into the room. Let's use Stun Shot. Why not? Stun Shot, crank bow. That's going to be our new combo. Okay. So the cool thing about the empathetic assault is if I move into the room, which I can open the door with the Mind Thief. If I move into the room, I've got a range 5 attack that also range 5 attack 4 that generates ice, which can be used to combo other things, gives me 2 XP, and it disarms. I mean, that's like making a laundry list of all the things you like to do to enemies in Gloomhaven. So I think I'm going to do that. It is a lost card, but man, it's a beautiful lost card. Okay, we got a huge. Oh, this is just a normal little baby cave bear. We've been facing only elite ones so far. We got a few. We got some guys here. Scout elites that don't attack with the bows they have on all the time. Oh yeah, who's doing the big attack? So the cave bear definitely is doing an attack 3. The Vermling scouts are also attacking 3. Well, the elite is, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get there. 1, 2, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, he can get, if I move any further into the room, he's going to get there. Oh, I think I'm done moving, actually. But that's okay. I'm where I need to be to stun anything that's going to be within attacking distance. So this hound, 1, 2, 3, can't reach me. Both the bears can, and they're going to go right after I'm finished. So I really just need to effectively negate because I can come in with someone else and maybe hit the scout. We'll see. I don't think I'm going to get close enough, but they're just not doing as much damage as this K-Bear Elite, so I think that's the way to go. So we're going to go with the attack 4. Yeah, let's just do a big hit right here. So it's going to be advantage, and it's going to be a +1 attack. So it's a 5 attack at advantage, and he's poisoned, so should be big. Oof. So the advantage gave me a +2 instead of a 0, although I would have drawn the +2 first. So that's okay. All right, so his turn's ended, and he's also disarmed, so he'll move, but he won't do any damage. Regular cave bear. Oh, I forgot the hound went first, but couldn't get anywhere. So this is the only attack that's going to hit. I think this is the only attack I've actually taken this whole game so far. And you know what I should have done is, because he's standing in the doorway, I should have gone invisible. That would have been a way to avoid all damage altogether. I might have gotten an achievement out of it, for crying out loud. All right, that's okay. No big deal. Okay, so we definitely want to get the crank bow off here. So I need to move a little bit closer, even though the crank bow can hit five away. I love how there's 2 pips on the crank bow, so you can like pump it up with something huge. It's going to do 7 attack. I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to immobilize, but I am going to use the Eagle Eye Goggles to draw advantage. +1. So it did 8. So he's going to effectively be dead next round because his wound will finish him off. But that's a great card already. So they're just not... Oh, I could stun. Yep, I think that's worth it. I'm going to use Cold Fire. It's only going to do 1 damage, but I can stun both of these bears with it. I just have to get close enough, which I should be able to do. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I'll skip the rest of my movement. We'll activate the stun and then rotate it so we get both these guys. Now this should kill the regular cave or the elite cave bear if I draw a 0 or better, which I didn't. But he does have it was poison, so it was effectively 1 damage. And now this guy's stunned next round. Poor poison guys. Oh, but that means they can get in and attack now, so I'm going to take another damage. That's what you get for not going invisible when you're standing in a doorway, Vermling. Okay, so now the crater is going to be nice and effective because I can hit 2 guys with it, and I should be able to do some great damage with that. If I kill the Vermling Elite, I'll move in and start tanking, which I did. So we'll just grab this gold, move on in. Hopefully he'll start taking damage so the Vermling will not take any more. But, he's going to run in the room anyway and just go invisible next round. Okay, so I guess we're back up to a new round. Yeah. Crackheart's going to short rest. There's nothing else to do. So I lose Rumbling Advanced. No big deal. Man, we still got a lot of cards to go. So I'm going to try to look for things I can do that will give me XP. I mean, all allies suffering a damage and then shielding 2. That's pretty good. That'll be good too if the Mind Thief moves into the room, but we got to get him healed as well. So the top card, I've got to remember I've got to do ranged attacks. I've almost, man, I can just get into a place where there's some obstacles. I can do that next round. So we're going to do Crater again to try to do 2 big attacks. Looks like the Spellweaver is going to short rest again. I think I'm going to go ahead and use Reviving Ether this round and heal because I always short her being able to attack the last round because I'm on my last 2 cards. So we're going to use Reviving Ether to get her cards back. It's a little early, but that's okay. And then we'll also heal with the Mana Bolt because the Mind Thief needs it. Mind Thief is going to short rest. Okay, that's not a bad card to get rid of. And then we're going to do some XP stuff with her because we definitely want to pump this up. Pump up the jam. Pump it up. Ooh, 1 ally within range 3 can recover a burn card. I think that's worth 2 XP. Oh, but I can also attack 5 range 2. That's pretty bad. And then heal 5 within range 2. Okay, yeah. Might as well get all the XP we can. Milk it. Okay, Spellweaver is, yeah, we're gonna recover the burn cards. And then heal. Oh, it's only within range 1. Okay, well, I heal myself then. That's good that the Tinkerer set up a heal. Because she wasn't able to do it. Okay, Crackheart's going to do his Crater. Ah, man, I could have drank my Mana Potion. Let's see if we can do this. I'm going to drink the Mana Potion. It's probably not going to work. Yeah, it's not going to let me use it. Oh, well. I should have known better than to cheat a friend. All right, so this should kill the Vermling and almost kill... It could kill the... Actually, it will kill the Hound if I can just draw zeros. And I don't think there's anything else I can use. It's crazy. He hasn't gotten attacked, but the Mind Thief has gotten attacked like 3 times. And then we're going to use the old shielding to get some XP. Oh, I forgot there's no range on this. So all allies are going to take damage, but then they're going to... be shielded by 2, which is great. Okay, so Tinkerer, we do have to worry about this bear here. He's going to attack 4. The Tinkerer definitely needs to heal up. Oh, but that poison. Yeah, he has poison, which means didn't heal anything. Okay, that's okay. We're going to take care of the bear for sure. Yeah, we'll immobilize him just so he can't move. But he's not going to move anyway. But that's okay. He's dead anyway. Did 7 damage. Big attack, big XP. And oh, good grief. So I forgot he was going to die of a wound, but there's nothing to do except grab some. I'm not going to skip movement. Oh, I'm immobilized, so I have to skip my movement. So I'm going to skip attack. Oh, and unfortunately, I didn't get my XP. I wonder if I get my XP if I heal myself. Let's see. I should. I mean, I'm getting to do part of it. Didn't. I don't think so. Maybe you have to do everything. I believe you have not been exposed long enough to catch the disease, but you must leave now. Deal 40 points of extra damage due to poison. That was a big, that was a big, well, everything was poison, so that also helped. Cragheart got some extra damage, some record damage. Killed a record number of enemies. Spellweaver too. Sweet. Tinkerer earned some huge XP that round. Thanks, Joe. So the nice thing is these job quests are not too challenging. Man, we got 80 gold on top of that. Wow, that's a good amount of gold for a haul. And of course, another moon earring, which again is quickly becoming one of my favorite small items, considering a lot of my characters have a need for untapping a lot of things here. The Spellweaver definitely needs some items, but there haven't been a lot of good ones for her just yet. Everybody else is kind of full up and ready to head on. So let's see what ability, or I guess special. So if I unlock one more location, we gain an enhancement slot, and I wonder what that means. Gain an enhancement slot. Does that mean I can get one already? I guess I have to have the money for it, though, right? It's kind of interesting. I'm not exactly sure what that means if you gain an enhancement slot. I guess maybe you gain one on your card that you can then 1 out of 1. Maybe that means I have one already. Like I get a free one every time I do those. Okay, well let's see by picking a card I'm actually going to use. um I want to pick something that is man, yeah, Dirt Tornado for 2 damage and an AoE effect that like that. That's pretty good. But it's probably smarter if I can get an enhancement to get something that's more expensive for sure. Yeah. I can't get it because I don't have the money. So maybe it means that I can only get an enhancement, um, one enhancement, and I have to unlock stuff to be able to get another one. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. We'll have to see what that means exactly as we're going through. So I did 100 damage with range ability, so I unlocked a new runic quest, relic quest. It looks like you've been using range attacks pretty effectively, and I've tracked down the location of a relic that might help you out. I've heard that a group of cultists has been recruiting bandit archers and are trying to magically enhance clothing to improve their range attacks. Certainly sounds like it's worth checking out. I'll mark it on your map. Okay. Let's see what that is. Oh, it's I guess we don't know, right? We get a relic, but we don't know what it is just yet. Okay. Well, I have some money to spend, but again, we're kind of at the point where we're waiting for new stuff to come in. I could go ahead and get the piercing bow with the spell weaver because there will be some times when she could do a huge attack or multi-attack with pierce. Seems to be they're just the priority. There's just not really a need for the mind thief to have wing shoes because she's hardly ever getting into, she's having a hard time keeping up, much less jumping past the enemy front lines. So maybe we'll buy that. I mean, I'll still have a ton of money left. I should still have 30 left. Okay. So at this point, everybody is pretty much done until we get some new. Oh, I could get an amulet of life. Who needs a heal oneself action? I mean, the mind thief sometimes gets caught. Oh, but she's got the eagle eye goggles, so the only person who can conceivably wear it is the spell weaver. Yeah, nobody else needs one. And she really doesn't ever take damage, except if we're just getting surrounded and pummeled, and one hit point's not going to make a difference. So I think I'm kind of done buying. I think I'm done buying things. I do have another moon earring, but I think everybody's small items are full at this point. No, the spellweaver's got one, but she doesn't really have any. The one thing I wish about the piercing bow was that it was a tapping action. I feel like consume action's a little too expensive. So no reason to buy the moon earring for her. I could get the stamina potion. It keeps her from dying. Even though it kind of sucks because it only but it's a minor one. I can always trade it out for something better later. Yeah, maybe we'll buy that for her. Okay. And then at that point, everybody's got small items maxed out again. And I don't think I unlock another one for a while. So at this point, now we're just coasting until we either get new items, because I think everybody's maxed out on items that they need from what's available. And so at this point, we can either spend some on the temple to get blessed, or enchantments. Looks like everything's pretty expensive for right now, so maybe I'll just buy some blessings. Let's see if we can get the blessings going on the Spellweaver. And the Mind Thief. I know it seemed. I just want to try them out. It'd be kind of cool to see what happens. All right. So at this point, we're ready and geared up to go on through the jobs. Looks like we've got three. It's interesting. There's 2 chainmail designs that get unlocked. I wonder if there's going to be if you have access to 3. Well, it makes sense because you're going to have eventually more people in your guild, so it makes sense that they're going to increase the amount of inventory items you can buy. And I wonder if even the physical game, it's not necessarily a bad thing to change the limits from the physical game, because I think the physical game might have been limited by cost of physical components, but in the digital game, maybe there's no necessarily you're not breaking the game by making more items available simply because you're locking them to certain characters anyway. So, which doesn't necessarily, I don't play that way where if someone new is playing and subbing in, they have to. I mean, they have to buy their own items, but if another character has an item, it kind of but they're not playing that game, I kind of put it back in the town items. All right. So at this point, I think we're going to stop there for tonight, just because it's overwhelming. It's already 9:22. I don't think I can do another round of this evening playing, but we'll try to get some more in, at least two next time for sure, because we're definitely set up and ready to go. And I think at this point we can just do some jobs, earn some money, and then try to get some of those enhancements unlocked, which will be the next big thing to work on. Um, Although it'd be really cool if we saw an achievement happen because of the Great Oak, but maybe they just don't have it open yet or built into the game just yet. But eventually, yeah, we'll get all these. We'll keep working on the map, spreading out, opening new areas as well. So it'll be kind of cool. All right. Until then, take care, guys. Have a good week, and I will see you next week. Yeah, thanks, Sergey, for tuning in. Good to see you guys.